Hello? Hello? Is this on? Hello? Oh, I don't know if this is working. Hello? I can't hear anything on this. Good evening, everybody. It's Goonly Meads here with a response to my good friend and my Gooner Gathering partner, Posh Bertie, with the story that he's given us all tonight. This is all in fun, in a bit of jest. So, of course, Bertie was on earlier on this evening talking about one Karim Benzema, of course, the 36-year-old French international has been linked with a loan to Arsenal for the rest of the season. And on the face of it, some might argue it might be a really good move. Of course, he is undisputedly one of the greatest forwards that have ever played the game. Of course, he's on the back of being a Ballon d'Or winner in 2022, a World Cup runner-up, to correct you, Bertie. Sorry, mate. But let's go through it, shall we? Karim, of course, has won everything under the sun, and it's absolutely, without doubt, that he is one of the greatest forwards that played the game. Let's talk about his honours, shall we? I'll just briefly summarise some of it. 4-time Ligue 1 winner, 1-time Coupe de France winner, 4-time La Liga winner, and a 3-time Copa del Rey winner. Didn't know I spoke all these languages, did you guys? So look, and everywhere he's gone, he's always scored goals, and he's always eked class. That's what I will say about him. In terms of being on the pitch, playing the game like everyone loves, I rank him absolutely up there with the all-time greats. The issue I do have is that he's 36 years old. Unfortunately, I struggle to see how he's going to adapt to the league at that age. There have been players, of course, that have done that. I think of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, of course, who joined Man United for that brief period, and he scored goals over there, and he did pretty well in fairness. So, look, I get you have one there. You have Thierry Henry, who came back on loan, of course, for Arsenal. I was there. When he came on as substitute against Leeds United. Literally happened right in front of my eyes. I had Iggy Miguel literally in front of my eye line taking that throw on, which found Alex Song, and Song found Thierry to put the ball in the net against Leeds United in that FA Cup tie. So yeah, and it's all fair. I mean, guys can come in at that veteran stage of their career, and they can make an impact. Of course, they can. But there have been other players like Falcao, I think of, who I think he did it twice, in fact, for two different clubs in the Premier League, and didn't make any impact at all. What I would think Arsenal, and looking at the model of Arsenal, how they have been running, basically, is they will probably go for more of a longer-term solution to the fact that we are struggling to score goals. There's no doubt about that. The 3 games before this sort of winter break, if you like, will back that statement up absolutely. And some commentators will be ruling Arsenal out of winning anything this year. Look, you all know me quite well now. You've seen enough of my streams to know I'm the positive one on the channel, guys. And you know, I ain't gonna give up anything without a bit of a fight. And I'm strongly of the belief, you know, that no titles were ever won in January. It's just my feeling. Look, I said this on our very own Francine's channel yesterday in the chat. I was looking at the fixtures, like the next sort of 6 in line, and we have to raise the bar in terms of what we're doing in terms of winning games and scoring goals, and that starts on Saturday against Crystal Palace. So look, I think what I want to get to is that I don't think sorry, let me correct myself. I don't think Benzema is the one that we are going to go for in this window. It's a bit of a pipe dream, let's be fair. Bit of a pipe dream. If it was maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, I'm not saying anything about the age in terms of, I can't talk, I'm 40 blimming something. All right. So what I'll say, I think he'll struggle to adapt to the league. If it was 10 years ago, I would have taken him in an absolute heartbeat. Absolutely. I know Arsene Wenger was for certain looking at him and trying to get him at the club way back when, and that sort of time frame. And of course, he went to other clubs like Real Madrid and the likes, and it was never going to happen. But look, I would think, and you guys are going to laugh at me, and you're going to point the finger at me and say, "Oh, but I thought you banned that name, Lee." But I will bring it up. And I mentioned it very briefly yesterday on the show. The fact that Toney is available for selection this weekend, right? Gave a very interesting sounding interview to Sky Sports yesterday. And he didn't give that standard answer, did he? He didn't give the, for your playing future, what are you going to do kind of thing. What he did, he opened his mouth and he said that, I wouldn't rule anything out. Quite right. Anything can happen in football. That's my feeling on that one, right? We've seen stranger things happen. Toney, in one hand, would be some people would be saying, shouldn't be showing a bit of loyalty to Brentford? They've stuck by him after all this time with this 6-month ban. What choice did they have? He's a player, he's a commodity, is what he is, if you think about it. And if any club, it doesn't have to be Arsenal, it could be anybody. And let's be fair, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of clubs after him. In terms of that, who wouldn't want a player who reminds me, as a slightly older fan, perhaps on this sort of platform, right? It reminds me very much of Ian Wright. I've said it before. He's a natural goal scorer. Yes, there are difficulties. Of course, there have been difficulties in terms of the ban and the betting. That he's had to be stewing on the sidelines for quite a while. I understand that Brentford have been very supportive and trying to get the lad back on track. I think what I want to get to, then I want to move on to another subject, is that it makes more sense to me, and looking at how Arsenal are playing and that wanting mobility in their strikers. You've got it in likes of Martinelli and Saka, for example. Very quick players who can, and maybe this should be explored a little bit more as well. Interchange a little bit, move from each side, different side, see if that causes a problem. If it doesn't work, for a certain period of a game, change it up, see what happens. I think that with Benzema, I don't know if he has that movement. I know he scored goals. I mean, I'm full transparency, I am working off a different tab here as well, but I believe he's scored something like 8 or 9 goals in about 15 games in the Saudi league, and that ain't bad return. To be fair, I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen much of the Saudi league because I've barely got time to breathe around here rather than spend my time watching every single league on the planet. I do see if Arsenal to do anything in this window in terms of striking options, and it's the most obvious one that is out there, and especially my Gooner Gathering colleagues around here will say, look, I'm sure you said he was the banned word, but if he's available, if the club can find the money and the funds to do the deal, I think it makes more long-term sense than it does with the Benzema thing. The other thing I haven't discussed, and I will just squeeze it in at the end of this this part of the video, is that Benzema's wages will be absolutely extraordinary. If you think of, we have players that have come in and signed new contracts and all that sort of thing very recently. I don't know how Arsenal would structure it, whether indeed they would pay the wages. I mean, that there is a bit of talk. There might be something like. Now, I think I heard this off TalkSport. I can't remember the chap that was interviewing Darren Bent on TalkSport today. I don't know where they got the figure from. I mean, it might be like very much hearsay, rumor and innuendo if you want, but something like a £30 million, maybe a little bit more loan fee, potentially the Saudi club might take care of the wages or some of the wages, and yeah, that might happen, but I do feel that if Arsenal to do something, it would be more of a longer term option as opposed to a loan. Not to say that if Arsenal do this deal, and if I'm completely proved wrong, it won't be the first time. It won't be the first time I've been wrong on this channel, will it? So I'll take it on the chin. If he signs for the club, I will be very supportive of that. And we'll see how it goes. Who knows? It could end up being a masterstroke. I don't know if I agree with what Bertie said about, if he signs up, he'd be the ultimate leader in that dressing room. I know where he's coming from, but ultimately, who's the manager? It's Mikel. Some of you might not like that, but that's what it is. Mikel, at this time of recording, is our manager, and no player is bigger than the club, and you can't, as Bertie kind of said, with his video, say that perhaps they'll be saying, Benzema, I am the locker room leader, you'll take instructions off me, rather than Mikel Arteta. No, I don't think that's quite how it works, my friend. With all due respect. It did entertain me, by the way. I did enjoy the video. And listen, you might want to, if you haven't already, please make sure you watch Bertie's video that went out earlier on this evening, because it's very funny. And you know how much he likes the flip chart, right? And if you don't watch it here on Gooner Gathering, please give him a subscribe on his own YouTube channel as well, because for some reason I can't think why we do clash a little bit sometimes in our opinions, but that makes it for an interesting channel. Right, for the rest of the video from about now, I'm going to go through a couple of points from the ladies' side, and this is all going back to Monday night, where there was an awards ceremony for the FIF Pro World 11 for 2023 at the Best FIFA Awards held in London Monday night. So this was all to do with naming an 11 or starting 11, like for the greatest players of the last calendar year. And I'll go through the whole 11 at the moment. But Arsenal's Alicia Russo was named in that starting 11. Covers her time at Arsenal and Manchester United. Amongst the finalists of getting into this this World 11, if you like, was Amanda Illistedt. That's one of the new signings for the club from this season. She was nominated in the 23, but didn't quite make the side. So what I will do at this time, I will go through that starting 11. It's almost like a Barcelona-esque formation here, but I will do my best to cover it as I can. Mary Epps, the outstanding Manchester United goalkeeper, is the first name here. And a back three, interestingly, two of which I'm very familiar with. Lucy Bronze, of course, of Barcelona. Alex Greenwood, the left-sided defender at Manchester City. Carmona, Real Madrid and Spain, is also amongst the back three here. We have a three in midfield. Bonmati from Barcelona is joined by Ella Toone of Manchester United and Kira Walsh of Barcelona and England, of course. And there's a very exciting looking front four here. Lauren James, of course, has had an absolute stellar calendar year, and she continues to impress. Certainly during the time with England, she may have had an issue, obviously, with the red card that happened during the tournament. But before that happened, she had an outstanding tournament and and continues to impress for Chelsea. Sam Kerr for Chelsea and for Australia, of course. Alex Morgan, of course, from San Diego Wave and the United States. People who follow the ladies' game as close to as Matt and Sam Roberts do, or from our channel, will know how good Morgan is and what she's achieved in her career. And like I said, Alicia Russo completes that starting 11. Also talking about awards that have happened during the week. Arsenal's Leah Walty has been crowned Swiss Footballer of the Year for 2023. The midfielder, number 13 for the club, has had a very solid, very consistent season for the Arsenal ladies. And after the win against Watford over last weekend, she travelled to Bern to accept the award. Of course, led her country, Switzerland, to the knockout stages of the FIFA Women's World Cup for the very first time in their history. Second time that Walters picked up the award as well, because she was named Player of the Year for Switzerland in 2021. So as we go into it, I haven't seen too much more of team news coming in for the weekend. Obviously, press conferences will be tomorrow. We may even go live tomorrow evening. Be sure to check our social media channels to see if and when that will happen. And if you enjoyed my little 20-odd minute video here tonight, please make sure you hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button to Gooner Gathering. Every single button press, the like, the share, and the subscribe button will make an awful lot of difference in how our channel grows. Be sure to follow my podcast partner, first and foremost, Posh Bertie, who, if you haven't already seen it, produced an excellent video earlier on, and he properly makes me laugh. So God bless him. Please find him at Posh Bertie. Bertie also runs the Instagram account for Gooner Gathering. You can find me, of course, at Goonley Meads. You can also find all of us at Gooner Gathering. Keep an eye on all our socials for when we are going to go live next. The game on Saturday, the men's game against Crystal Palace, of course, the ladies' game against Everton. We won't be doing watch-alongs this weekend because it's going to be a little bit difficult logistically for me as I'm on daddy duty over the weekend. But I'm pretty sure, certainly on Monday night, we will have a review show, that's for sure. So until then, or until we see you next time, thank you very much for watching. We very much appreciate the support. And we shall see you